Hello, I am Dr. Margo Heydt, Associate Professor of Social Work at Xavier University.
And I'm Tim Severyn, the Director of Social Mission for Bellarmine Chapel, the Catholic parish on Xavier's campus, and adjunct faculty for the Theology and Social Work departments.
This poster presentation summarizes our current publication, which is in press with the Journal of Social Work Values and Ethics. Although grounded in social work and Christianity, the literature and model are interprofessional and interreligious, so that practitioners of other faiths or no faith at all can likewise benefit from its application. The inclusive Wesleyan Quadrilateral Discernment Model, or WQ model for short, and outlined on the left of the poster, was developed as part of an interprofessional undergraduate course team taught by theology and social work faculty. As a justified moral reasoning process, the WQ model provides a framework for integrating the threads of discernment, spirituality, and diversity into ethical decision-making for helping professionals faced with complex ethical dilemmas. While practice professionals look to their codes of ethics first, these professional guidelines cannot cover all possible dilemmas. When codes fall short or conflict, a biopsychosocial spiritual approach, like the WQ model, can be engaged to facilitate resolution.
Models rooted strictly in a scientific or rational method rarely acknowledge differences among the decision makers themselves. The WQ model is grounded in virtue ethics, with the conviction that the character and diversity context of the practitioner informs their ethical decision-making. As well, many models marginalize spiritual and religious influences upon practitioners and clients as peripheral to ethical decision-making. By contrast, the WQ model moves these influences to the center of a reflective process of discernment that allows the practitioner to understand his or her own personal values, strengths, and biases. More concretely, this model presupposes that who we are as personal and professional decision makers matters greatly in this process. Core to this method is applying the Wesleyan Quadrilateral, originated by Methodist John Wesley in the 1700s. As diagrammed in the top right of the poster, this offers 4 sources of theological wisdom that shape how humans understand and settle dilemmas. These 4 sources include scripture, tradition, reason, and experience. Scripture includes any faith-based authoritative text, namely the Bible for Christians. Tradition includes the proliferation of community practices and norms that have evolved from that scriptural root. Reason focuses on the insights of science and evidence-based practice. And experience captures the lived reality of the practitioner as an individual and, notably, the collective experience of marginalization held by many excluded groups. In the WQ model, practitioners are invited to discern how each of these 4 sources shed light on their understanding of and consideration of potential resolutions to the dilemma at hand. As diagrammed on the bottom right of the poster, next comes putting their understanding of the Wesleyan Quadrilateral into conversation with 5 moral principles from professional ethics: beneficence, non-maleficence, autonomy, justice, and veracity, exploring how each applies to all the major actors in the case. They're invited to prioritize these principles and, when paired with their insights from the Quadrilateral, to identify a general direction for resolution. With a consciously chosen direction in place, an analysis of cultural competency and humility follows. After these 3 aspects are aligned with who they are as practitioners, the next step moves towards the more standard ethical decision-making approach of laying out possible actions, weighing benefits and burdens, and then choosing the final solution.
In summary, the WQ model advances 5 unique features that set it apart from most other models across several disciplines. It is interprofessional. It strongly emphasizes analyzing diversity aspects. It relies on 5 principles of professional ethics rooted in bioethics. It puts those principles into dialogue with the four sources of theological wisdom of the Wesleyan Quadrilateral, and it accomplishes all of this through a reflective process of discernment. While the WQ model was in development prior to the Jesuits' release of their Universal Apostolic Preferences in 2019, there is significant overlap between this model and the UAPs. Two UAPs are foundational. The application of the Wesleyan Quadrilateral method as a process for professionals to engage in spiritual reflection supports UAP number 1 with its focus on Ignatian discernment. And UAP number 2, walking with the excluded, aligns with the model's emphasis on cultural competence and humility. So, as the photograph in the middle of the poster illustrates, we assert that the true title of our model and presentation might be When Ignatius of Loyola Meets John Wesley on the Road to Ethical Decision Making. Thank you.